Jim up from his nap, and I took care of it.
Never got a phone call.
Yeah. Okay. I sent it to you.
My phone rings off the hook. I don't know. Send me a text.
The officer gets more than
Sorry about it.
That's not good.
I took care of it. I took all the credit.
I always answer that.
I'm saving for
Hour and a half.
Everything good with your edge? Everything good with the edge?
working
Did they
24/7.
fix it, the edge?
Oh, yeah.
No, I only work about 2 hours a day, because after vacation.
This year it's really
I got vacation for my vacation.
You getting any new
But
cars?
it's more of an all sports lake.
Slowly, starting.
Good evening and welcome to the Manteno Village Board meeting for Monday, July 19th, 2021. I'd like to call the meeting to order, and if we could all please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Boyce.
Here.
Martin.
Here.
Dole.
Here.
Crockett.
Here.
Geske.
Here.
Phillips.
Here.
We have a quorum. Tonight, as always, we begin with the approval of the minutes. We have the minutes from our July 6, 2021 meeting that have been included in everyone's packet, and hopefully everyone has had the opportunity to review them. Are there any changes, additions, deletions, corrections involved with the minutes that were submitted? Seeing none, I would accept the motion to waive the reading of the minutes and approve them as presented by the clerk.
I'll make that.
Motion by Boyce, second by Martin. Roll call.
Boyce.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Dole.
Yes.
Crockett.
Yes.
Geske.
Yes.
Phillips.
Yes.
Motion carries. Public participation, do we have anyone that signed up to address the board?
No one this evening, Mr. Mayor.
Village President's Report, just a couple items tonight. Wanted to compliment Public Works and Sarah and everybody involved, the police, everybody that was involved with the Rockin' on Main event on Friday. It was, a huge success. The weather cooperated. Estimated it had, over 1,000 people there. All the businesses in town, I know, were busy, making deliveries. The restaurants, everything came off without a hitch. It's great to have so many people in town and seeing what the community has to offer. I got an email today from the mayor of Flossmoor, Illinois. Happened to be driving through Manteno that night, and she's the newly elected official in Flossmoor, and she wants to come down and learn more about what we've done and how the things are were organized and the events that were had. So she was very impressed to see the crowd of people, downtown Manteno on Friday night. So kudos to everybody that was involved. Everything worked out very well. And the other item is that in the middle of the summer, obviously, we've got a lot of construction going on in town. As you drive around, there's construction out at Legacy Park. Section Line Road has been closed for a few days. They open it up at night because they're installing some new lights, and then we're going to be repaving that area. There's construction going on down on South Creek Drive because of the MFT program, where we're going to be repaving and milling a lot of that. We're trying to get as many of the projects done as we can on the roads before the schools start. Heritage Park and Jacobs Park, there's construction going on there with the new path that's on the south end of town. So thanks for everybody for their patience during the construction season. But I think that when all these projects are done, everyone will be happy with the with what they end up with and what they end up with. Jim, what's the status on the pickleball court that's been taken for forever and ever?
Yeah, I've been in contact with the contractor. We're still waiting on the U.S. Tennis Court Company to come in and install the nets, the poles for the nets, and then do the coating. So I think the fence product is in. They're just waiting for that next step. I was told it was supposed to be last week and this week, and hopefully it's getting here this week, and we can get that done.
Well, and that's something that we've seen more and more of with, with all the lag time and all the different things. I mean, like some of the lights that we're putting up, the street lights on, on Section Line Road, we ordered them, 3, 4, 5 months ago because we knew it was going to take a while. They're still delayed with all the different COVID-related delays. We're finding out that projects that were scheduled, even though some of these companies they can't get the material to finish these things. So just kind of one of those things where any of the projects that we have going forward, we need to make sure that we order anything, that if we're going to need it in 2 or 3 months, we need to make sure we order it 6 months in advance, because we're finding out more and more, things are just being delayed. And it's not the construction people's fault. It's nobody's fault. It's that they can't get the material from the manufacturer, so it makes it difficult.
You're even finding guys that are having a hard time getting help and employees to do the job, so
Right.
we're hearing that across the board, so, yep.
So, again, just like I say, a lot of construction in town. It's a good thing. It happens all the time, during the summer. But you'll see a lot of the streets that might be closed, or some different detours here in town. So please be careful as you're driving around. Then the only other item I have, I'll turn it over to the chief. Chief, you've got an officer to swear in.
We do. Mayor, this is probably going to become a bit of a recurring theme, as you know, a bit of a hiring space, so we're going to have a few swearing in here in the near future. But tonight I'd like to introduce Jonathan Doctor. He's our newest hire. One thing that stuck out to me when we were doing the background on Jonathan was he did everything that I would, if you were to come and ask me, hey, how do I prepare to become a police officer? Jonathan checks almost every box. Starting with high school, he went to a great high school, Manteno High School, to start. And while in high school, he actually worked a real job. His father does construction. He actually worked construction with him. I always find that people are much more appreciative of the job they have if they've worked a real job and worked hard in their life, as opposed to coming straight out of college. So he did that. Out of high school, went into the U.S. Army, served 2 tours in Afghanistan and Saudi Arabia. Still in the Army, actually, until December, I believe, of the year. Then he went into KCC, got some education, and then continued on. When we hired him, he was a correctional officer at the Sheriff's Department. All of those things, excellent start for police officers. So we're thrilled to have him. It's a very competitive market for police officers right now. A lot of people are hiring. He had a lot of opportunities, and we made this as a priority, so we're thrilled to have him. Jonathan, do you want to come on up around one of the sides?
You can run up right up through here. We'll do it in front of the local.
Turn right.
Right there you go.
Would you please raise your right hand and repeat after me? I state your name.
I, Jonathan Doctor,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to uphold the Constitution of the United States
to uphold the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and to enforce all laws and ordinances
to enforce all laws and ordinances
of the Village of Manteno,
of the Village of Manteno,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office of police officer
the duties of the office of police officer
for the Village of Manteno
for the Village of Manteno
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my abilities.
Congratulations.
That's official.
Congratulations.
Happy to have you.
That's it.
You're in.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome. Thanks for having me.
Well, like I say, we're thrilled to have Jonathan aboard, and as the chief said, it's really nice to see Manteno products, people that were raised here in town, went to the local schools, to be able to be so high on the list and become police officers in their home community. And the chief also stated, right now is a very, very competitive market for police officers, and to get people of the quality that we've been able to get. If you remember a couple weeks ago, we swore in another officer, and then to be able to get Jonathan and have him choose Manteno PD over some of the other ones that we're asking them to come to. We're very fortunate and lucky, so hopefully it'll be a long relationship, and Jonathan will be here in 10 years getting a 10-year pin and 20 years and so on down the line, and it'll go by in a blink, Jonathan. So good luck, and be careful, and we appreciate you being on board. Thank you. I have nothing further, so village administrators report, Mr. LaRock.
Thank you, Mayor. I have nothing this evening.
Committee reports, Public Works and Utilities, Mr. Boyce.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have one item. Ordinance 2108, an ordinance authorizing the sale of personal property, surplus municipal equipment. As you remember, about a couple months ago, we ordered up a couple new vehicles. Once they come in, then these will be surplus.
How are you going to surplus them, Jim?
They're older vehicles. I don't know if we want to do a trade-in or we might put them on an auction. It's a 2001 and a 1998
Okay.
truck, so.
Okay.
And my next Public Works meeting is tomorrow morning in 12 hours.
Tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Thank you, Mr. Boyce. Properties and Recreation, Mr. Martin.
We've already talked about the pickleball course and how long it's taken to make. But no, other than that, you've just got regular big-time maintenance on all the parks, and that's all we've got going.
We have a status on what's going on with the parking lot at Legacy.
I think they're done with excavation. They're going to start putting in storm pipe in next, so they're moving along. It's going well out there. And paths as well, they're still continuing the excavation through Heritage and down into Jacobs and over to Wright, so.
Any time frame on the building design for Legacy?
I spoke to that salesman as well. We're hoping this week is also. So as soon as that comes in, the concession stand design will be good as well.
So our next meeting is being canceled because a month from now, we're going to be playing pickleball at that next meeting. No, that's all I've got.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. Public Safety and Health, Mrs. Dole.
Thank you, Mayor. I have one item on the agenda tonight, Resolution 2109, a resolution of the Village of Manteno approving the Manteno Police Department Supervisors Agreement for the period of May 1st, 2021 through April 30th, 2025. The supervisory officers are not represented by a fraternal order or police union and therefore have a separate agreement with the village. This negotiated agreement provides much of the same benefits of the patrol officers, along with the wage scale that reflects their supervisory positions. Now, Al, did you want to add, or Chris, do you want to add anything to that?
Nope, that sums it up. I think, like I said, benefits are pretty similar, except for the compensation portion of it. They just go pretty much with what we negotiated for patrols.
It's perfect. We should treat them all the same, so it's good. My next public safety meeting is August 11th, 7 a.m. at the Village Board Room. I was going to talk a little bit about, the mayor mentioned already about the everything going on as far as improvements in the village. I was going to say, during the summer months, the village takes the opportunity to make needed repairs to streets, alleys, and parks, as well as other special projects around town. Accordingly, drivers need to pay special attention due to trucks and construction workers coming in and out of traffic. All the curbs and sidewalks will be done this week. The milling and resurfacing on South Creek in 2 locations will be happening this week as well. Section line will be tied up for a while due to the impending water line replacement. New street lights and milling and resurfacing to be done after the water line. Also, a parking lot expansion is going on at Legacy Park on North Maple Street, and walking path. This path construction is in progress in South Creek. Work will likely not be completed until the middle to the end of August. Please slow down, take special precautions when driving in these areas to keep everyone safe.
Obviously, we didn't compare notes.
No, we didn't, but I thought I had a little bit more, so. It's more about the safety, that's where I was going. So, that's all I have, thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Dole. Planning and Zoning, Mr. Crockett.
Thank you, Mayor. I don't have anything on the agenda this evening, but we do have a Planning and Zoning Committee meeting scheduled also for tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. here in the Village Boardroom.
Yeah.
And we do have a Planning Commission meeting scheduled for August the 10th at 6 p.m. Doesn't seem like it should be August already, but I guess it is. And that's all I have for this evening.
Thank you, Mr. Crockett. Finance, Mr. Geske.
Thank you, Mayor. I have payment of bills in the amount of $152,508.74, of which TIF 1 bills are $47,161. I have a Finance Committee meeting scheduled for August 11th. However, I'll work with Chris to reschedule that, 'cause I'll have a conflict on that date, if we can put that out.
Thank you, Mr. Geske. General Government, Mr. Phillips.
I have Resolution 21-08, a resolution to include compensation directed into a retirement health saving plans as IMRF earnings. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Phillips. That's a resolution that anything that we put into a health savings plan gets counted towards the IMRF pension, and we have to pass this resolution in order for that to be counted. So the items that we'll be voting on in the consent agenda are as follows. Under old business, we have nothing. Under new business, we have ordinance 2108, which is an ordinance authorizing the sale of personal property, surplus municipal equipment. Item number 2 is resolution 2108, resolution to include compensation directed into retirement health savings plan as IMRF earnings. Item number 3 is resolution 2109, a resolution of the Village of Manteno approving the Manteno Police Department Supervisors Agreement for a period of May 1, 2021 through April 30th, 2025. And the financial report, the motion to approve the payment of the bills in the amount of $152,508.74, of which $47,161 are from TIF 1. Are there any items on the consent agenda that need to be voted on individually? Seeing none, I would accept a motion to take a single roll call vote on the question of passage of the agenda items as read.
So moved.
Motion by Geske, second by Phillips. Roll call.
Geske?
Yes.
Phillips?
Yes.
Boyce?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Dole?
Yes.
Crockett?
Yes.
Motion carries. I'd accept a motion to approve by unanimous vote the ordinances, resolutions, motions, and orders contained in the consent agenda as read.
I'll make that.
Motion by Boyce,
I'll second.
second by Dole. Roll call.
Boyce?
Yes.
Dole?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Crockett?
Yes.
Geske?
Yes.
Phillips?
Yes.
Motion carries. Comments tonight? You have anything, Mr. Boyce?
It's awesome seeing young police officers, that's all I gotta say.
Yeah, we're very fortunate. Like I say, we've had a few retirements, and we're getting, the young people, and it's nice to see ones that are local that want to get into law enforcement. And I think it's a credit to the chief and the department and the community that they want to do that in Manteno when they have the opportunity to do it in a lot of other places.
That's all I got.
Mr. Martin. Mrs. Dole.
I agree with what Tim said, so, very good. And looking forward to working with him, so.
Mr. Crockett.
No comments tonight, Mayor.
Mr. Guest.
I have nothing.
Seem like the policemen getting younger all the time. Even the ones retiring.
Yeah. That's real. Yeah, just a reminder, we do have the Public Works and Planning and Zoning Committee meeting tomorrow morning at 7. It's we moved it up a week for that, because some people are going to be out of town. So we get to be back at this room tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock. Hopefully everyone's available because we've got a number of different items on the agenda to discuss. I have nothing further. I accept the motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Crockett,
Second.
second by Geske. Roll call.
Crockett?
Yes.
Geske?
Yes.
Boyce?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Dole?
Yes.
And Phillips?
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you very much for coming, for watching.
Let's get back to it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have conflict.
Well, I think we got to talk about